Bodybuilding was invented during the late 18th century in England by Eugene Sandow. It was created to promote healthy lifestyles in line with the new phenomenon of weight training for the sake of physical demonstration. Eugene Sandow was the first real bodybuilder and promoter of bodybuilding. Sandow published the first bodybuilding magazine called Physical Culture. He also developed some of the first bodybuilding machinery and appeared in numerous books and postcards while continuing to tour America to posing to sold-out audiences. The first bodybuilding show, staged in 1891 and billed as The Great Show, was developed and promoted by none other than the great Eugene Sandow. Following this contest, bodybuilding culture became increasingly widespread. Many entrepreneurs seized upon the notion of physical development and began distributing bodybuilding equipment and literature. Fast forward to the 1970s, and bodybuilding increased in popularity drastically, yet now, performance enhancement drugs are now being used. Arnold and other superstars, such as the three-time Mr. Olympia winner Frank Zane, Dave Draper, and Mike Metzner, became household names. Although steroids were used prior to the 80s, the stacking of various types of steroids, which means using more than one at any one time, and the use of dangerous growth hormones and insulin were becoming commonplace as the 80s grew to a close. Amateurs and professionals alike engaged in this disturbing trend, with the intention of making a name for themselves and increasing their earning potential. Indeed, with the increase in competing bodybuilders came increased competition among these athletes.
Another substance that helps.
Steroids are taken 8 or 9, 10 weeks before competition. It's not a healthy thing to do, but it's being used.
Did you take them?
I take them. I took them, yeah, up until the competition, 8 or 9 weeks before competition, and it was something that everybody had to do in order to get an equal chance to, to compete.
By using performance enhancement drugs, one can expect to have increased blood pressure, cardiovascular diseases such as heart attacks, irreversible changes including male pattern baldness and breast development, and the list of negative side effects goes on and on. The scariest part about this is that in modern day bodybuilding, approximately more than half of male bodybuilders are using steroids on a regular basis compared to 10% of the female competitors. The reasons for this number being quite high is due to the promised results they grant, although these athletes don't understand the consequences. There is a teen drug epidemic currently going on that parents don't know about. Over the past few years, TikTok has glamorized the use of a new category of anabolic steroids called SARMs. SARMs stand for selective androgen receptor modulators. There are research chemicals that have anabolic properties within them. They stand out to teens as they are taken orally rather than having to inject them. Also, SARMs can be purchased online at any age. The long-term health risks are currently unknown, but it is proven they have the same risks of normal anabolic steroids, yet even greater.
SARMs. Why Ryan decided to take SARMs.
I want to know about SARMs. The thing is, I actually don't get many questions on it because hardly anyone knows about it, man. It's
SARMs, selective androgen receptor modulators. Now we're gonna get right into this, guys. The main purpose for the development of SARMs was to prevent muscle wasting, or is to prevent muscle wasting. Now, SARMs have only actually been out or in development for 20 years. Like, they literally were developed in 1998. Do I recommend SARMs? Absolutely not. Will I ever take SARMs again? Absolutely not. Now, the main reason for that is just because, like, they've literally only been out for 20 years. There's not much research on them.
Bodybuilding is slowly yet surely becoming recognized as the most dangerous sport in the world. Rich Piana, a legendary bodybuilder who had quit competing to focus on growing his nutrition company, collapsed in his home on August 7, 2017 after experiencing symptoms of impending cardiac arrest. After his collapse, Piana was hospitalized and put in a medically induced coma before he died on August 25th. An autopsy later revealed his heart and liver were enlarged, twice the size of typical organs. 3 days before Piana's death, 26-year-old Dallas McCarver died suddenly after choking on his food.